So it was just announced that in June, Frank Gogol will be writing a new one-shot comic for Boom Studios called Power Rangers Unlimited: Edge of Darkness. This comic will focus on the Phantom Ranger, and of course, theories are running that it will be revealing the identity of the Phantom Ranger. So, in case that happens, I thought I would throw my hat in the ring and say who I would make the Phantom Ranger if I was in charge. That way, if I'm right, I could say I called it, and if I'm wrong, which is highly likely, I can at least put this idea out there. Not to mention that this comic exists in the Boom Comics universe, not the main one. So if any of us really are wrong about the comic, our guess could still be the Phantom Ranger in the main universe. Also, yes, I have previously shared a theory on who the Phantom Ranger is. In that video, I said it was Billy, but that video was less about what I actually think about the Phantom Ranger's identity and more about fitting into canon Chip Lynn's idea as to who it is. Since then, I've come up with another idea as to who he is that I like better. Plus, Billy being the Phantom Ranger wouldn't really be practical in the show since David Yost is never coming back, though obviously that doesn't really affect the comics. So, here's my pitch as to who the Phantom Ranger should be. I think the perfect choice is Boom from SPD. Okay, let's get out of the way that it would be killer marketing for Boom Comics to feature a character named Boom. But what else? Well, let me refresh your mind about who Boom is in case you forgot or if you just haven't seen SPD. Boom is an invention tester and assistant at SPD's Earth headquarters. He occasionally invents stuff to help the Rangers against Emperor Grum and the Trubian Empire, but mostly just helps out around the lab. But he wanted to be so much more. It's revealed in the series that he's always wanted to be a Power Ranger, and even joined SPD to become a Ranger, having gone through the Ranger Academy before flunking out. There was even a really great episode called Boom where he has to pretend to be the Orange Ranger because his parents are coming to visit and he told them that he was a Ranger. However, he grows throughout the series, standing by the Rangers and SPD throughout Grum's invasion in the finale. Pretty much since I've seen SPD, I've headcanoned that Boom would become a Ranger down the line. I think it makes perfect sense that eventually he would earn the Ranger status. It'd also be cool because Boom was played by legendary Ranger actor Kelson Henderson. Kelson Henderson started out in Power Rangers by playing Boom, but he would go on to play Phineas the Troll in Mystic Force, Norik the Yeti in Operation Overdrive, Flit the Fly and his human form in Jungle Fury, Mick in Ninja Steel, and most recently Cruz in Beast Morphers, though he will reprise the role of Mick in Dino Fury. He's also voiced Monsters of the Week in SPD, RPM, Megaforce, and Dino Charge, so he's kind of a big deal. He deserves this. I also think having the Phantom Ranger be someone from the future makes perfect sense for two reasons. One, that means that he only comes when historically the Rangers need him most. Two, the reason why we haven't seen his face is because he's from the future, and showing his face in the past could cause uncontrollable changes in the timeline. So that's sort of my general pitch for who the Phantom Ranger should be. But I do have a more fleshed out backstory for the Phantom Ranger that I think fans would really enjoy because it ties together 3 different fan favorite seasons. So, as it turns out, the Venjix computer virus wasn't actually made in 2009 or whenever RPM is set. It was actually created in the future by an older Dr. K. Maybe she founded the Earth branch of SPD or something. Anyway, this led to a war between SPD and Venjix that raged on for years. But then, Venjix came up with a plan that at the time people referred to as the Grum, but would later be referred to as the Ransik. Venjix effectively is the first to create practical time travel so that he and his army can go to the past and invade before SPD reached Earth. SPD is able to stop Venjix, seemingly forever, but a time anomaly is created in the process that scatters a piece of the Venjix virus in the past, which makes Dr. K believe she created it back then. As such, Venjix takes over the world in the past, changing the timeline to a post-apocalyptic future. In this future, Dr. K and Boom can remember the original timeline because they were present during the anomaly, so they sort of cobble together a Ranger suit and use Venjix's own technology to send Boom back in time as the Phantom Ranger to stop Venjix. He succeeds, meaning that in the main Power Rangers timeline, there's no Venjix. Though because the Power Rangers timeline works by branching, an alternate universe is created where Venjix wasn't stopped and RPM happened. So Boom returns to the future, but it's still in shambles. As it turns out, Venjix wasn't the only thing scattered through time. Tons of small things from the future were scattered in time and have changed the course of various events, and Boom must go back in time to these places and fix them. In most cases, it's something small enough that Boom can stop it at the source, but occasionally something will happen, like in Turbo or in Space, that needs something more. In Turbo, for example, Metallosaurus was actually a weapon created by Venjix to be used in the war against SPD, and the plans were scattered into the past where they fell into the hands of General Havoc. The Turbo Rangers couldn't handle Metallosaurus, so Boom had to give them new Zords to save the future. This pitch could honestly be its own comic series, not gonna lie. But anyway, I would close off this arc by Boom fixing the last anomaly and returning to a brighter future. And because of these events, Boom and Dr. K would found a government branch dedicated to using the new time travel technology to stop future time anomalies, called Time Force. So there's my pitch for who the Phantom Ranger should be and the story I would create around him. Obviously, this is probably not what's happening in Edge of Darkness, just my personal thoughts. Keep in mind, if the comic comes out and any of it does happen to resemble what I've said, please don't harass anyone affiliated with Boom or Hasbro. Chances are it's just a coincidence. At this point, everything is probably pretty much locked in. So there you go. If you liked my idea, give this video a like and let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for daily videos on the franchises you love, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.